Right, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live stream.
Yeah, it says live on mine.
Live on yours, is there?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live stream off YouTube. You'll have to excuse me plonked up in the room tonight. I'm hiding from a house full of children. So welcome to the show. It's not a long one today. We are just jumping on here to give everyone a little update. Normally we'd update from our Public Child Protection Wales page on Facebook, but we're doing it straight from here tonight. We've got a few things on the agenda just to talk to you, update you about the campaign, talk to you a little bit about where we're heading. It's election time at the moment, so just talk to you a little bit about the political situation and political side of this, which in our opinion shouldn't be a political side to any of this when it comes to our children's safety and education. But unfortunately it is. So let's get on, and I just ask Kim what we're going to address first tonight.
Right, guys, so as you were aware, we were fighting to oh, I forgot the word. What's the word?
I jump in, yeah. So those who might not have seen us before, Public Child Protection Wales, and so we were fighting the mandatory element of the sex education for the curriculum bill. However, that has now passed. So we are now fighting the Curriculum Act, the Curriculum and Assessment Act, I believe.
Yeah, Curriculum and Assessment Act 2021.
21, yes. And we want the RSE, Relationships and Sexuality Education, removed completely. We're not looking to have withdrawal options. We want it removed completely. And for those who are not aware of us and what our campaign has been about, we are not against sex education. We are not against safeguarding children, but we are against this global sex education. This global sex education comes from America. Its research is linked all to the Kinsey Institute and Alfred Kinsey, which is based on the abuse of children. It's an ideology. It's based in an ideology, and it's not biology. So this is what we're fighting, a global comprehensive sexuality education, which is now mandatory for our children in Wales from age 3. So
mandatory. So what that means for us is the schools have to teach it, okay? So the schools have to implement it. And part of that implementation is ensuring there is no parental opt-out. So what they've done is they've essentially put it on the school's shoulders, and the school not a lot of schools are aware of what's coming. Well, in fact, most of them are not aware of what's coming. But what will happen is, if what's in the school's eyes now, by pulling your children from these lessons, you will be in breach of their rights, their children's rights, their right to education, and eventually you'll be coming across terms such as sexual rights, okay, sexual and reproductive rights. That's a road we really do not want to go down. Like Adele said, we are not campaigning against the sex education. We believe we can do better, far better. So I'll just give you one example of the sexual safeguarding. We've got in excess of 40 police forces in England and Wales, 43 or 46, I can't remember off the top of my head. Just 3 of those are in Wales. So we build in policies based on just reports of statistics, which is a large proportion. It doesn't really relate to us in Wales, you know, but our services are devolved. So what we are doing, and we are zoning in on our statistics, on the loss statistics. We're zoning in on the training that's already there, what can be done better. So we really do want to devolve the education. You know, what our government have been promoting for the past 21 years in the Senate, we actually want to put their words into action 2 decades on, you know. We've made mistakes in this country with Bryn Estyn, and we believe that we need to pull our socks up, and we can do far better, guys, right? So this is not a fight against sex education. This is a fight for absolute reform, all right? This is not a fight against certain groups or anything like that. It is what we say is reform, and we want far better for our kids.
Yeah, and like, can I just add into that as well? We really want people to realise that our values is that we do include everybody. Like what we're finding with a lot of other campaigns, you know, where campaigns have perhaps failed in the past, or where, you know, campaigns we're not necessarily getting sort of into bed with, if you like. The reasons why is because their values are not exactly like what our values are, and we really don't want people to think that that is what we're about, because all what we are about, as you said before, is getting rid of this sex education, and it's all about safeguarding children. We are just concerned about children's welfare, and, you know, like just making sure that children are not exposed to inappropriate information, and that is what we're about. And we do not want people to think that we you know, that we're against any type of groups. Like, you know, we've said before, in every group of society you're going to have good and bad, we know that, but we just want everybody to know that no, we are not against people because of their sexuality, or you know, like anything that they choose. The only group that we are totally against is obviously paedophilia. That is where we stand. We will obviously, that is where we draw the line.
And this is where the education began. Okay, so this is why we are fighting the core of this problem. We want to rip it out of the root. Okay, we don't want to prune the branches, or we don't want to snap a branch off, and you know, we need to go back to where it started, guys. All right, and that's the only way that we are going to change things. All right, and this is what it has to be about. It has to be about us saying, "Not in my name," and that's exactly the route that we are taking. You know, not in my name, not on my watch, kind of thing. It has to go on. That is our fight with regards to the RSE campaign. So this had royal assent last week. I can't tell you what day it was on. I haven't been following. I knew it was coming. What's the point of wasting my time? But since then, the emails have been coming thick and fast in the schools. There's been some pamphlets sent out already. People are not happy. People want to remove their children from schools. That isn't something that I support as a long-term solution, you know, because I worry about children in the looked after children and the children in the care system. They are always going to be there. Well, there's no point fighting this just for one small group of children, is there? We've got to fight there for all children, and this is why we can't give up. So just monitor the situation closely. Remember that you are children, all right? Anything you come up against, we come in and support you. We've had people being supported in schools this week with removing their children, and with addressing issues with the head teachers. We can be that support for you, all right? I know Adele is going to be a support for somebody as well next week.
Did that freeze for anyone else then, or was it just mine?
Fine for us, I think.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much what's happening with regards to the lessons now, guys. I know we're in April, but we are coming to it's the final term of the year, isn't it? So, you know, then we'll have some school holidays then, and we can really cover some ground there. But we're still very much focusing on now, still raising awareness, all right? We're not going nowhere. We are not going nowhere at all.
Yeah, I would just want to add in there as well. It's really quite it's quite surprising to me that these letters or emails have already been sent out to schools. This isn't meant to be coming into our schools until September 2022. Is that when it's meant to come in? And already people are receiving messages and emails and letters.
I think it is that it has to be in place, written, and all done and finished by September 2022. So they can, in fact, carry on rolling it out and implementing it. But it has to be done and finished and ready to go for everybody by September 2022. But it does make us question, considering, but I think the schools are just saying they're preparing it for it right now, because as far as I'm aware, Kim, they haven't released the RSE code yet, have they not?
No, they haven't released the RSE code yet, but they have, different schools have provided different links. Some have gone to UNESCO, some have gone to United Nations, some have gone to Planned Parenthood. So we still very much, with none, it's all staggered. It's all still very staggered. It's going to remain staggered. But by September 2022, like we said, that's when they want it all consistent.
Yeah. And just to say again, just the other day, in terms of all those things, if any of you out there get a letter and it says SRE, which somebody in Wales copied us a letter there the other day, and that said SRE. SRE is the same thing, sexuality and relationships education. However, SRE is what RSE was called in England when this first came out. So that, again, is just linking us and allowing us to know that this is not a Welsh education like Kirsty Williams claimed it was, because all the links take us to the English sexuality education. So when you've been told that this is Welsh, based on Welsh children, for Welsh children, it absolutely is not.
Right, and I just want to add there, guys, something has come up with regards to rolling this out, right, on how they're going to monitor and things like monitor it. It's really concerning what we've uncovered. We haven't had the time to dig into that further yet, right? So, like every single day we're learning something new, and there are problems every single day. We've just got to stick with it, guys, and there's a lot of wrongs in this. There's a lot of wrongs, and it's only a matter of time before we get to blow the lid on it all. Do you know what I mean? So just stick with it, guys. Don't think that we're not doing nothing. We are watching and investigating absolutely everything that comes our way. If we're not corresponding with you guys very well, that's because we're so busy. You know, everything is put into this now, and into the long-term plan as well. You know, it's not just about the RSE campaign. At this moment in time, we've got the politics going on. And so we are going to take a step back at this point now, because we do not want their fake arguments being confused with our very serious issues. So that for us now is our cue to take a little bit of a step back, because what's happening is with regards to politics, they're all launching their own campaigns. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. On their pages, they'll have debates. People are going to be reading their pages, and they're going to be tarring us with our brush, you know. So this is why we're taking a little bit of a step back for that. But behind the scenes, we're also working a lot on our website and launching our app properly, launching as an organisation properly. We've penciled in the date for that for the 14th of May. That's been penciled in, so we'll get back to more about that. And we're going to be moving platforms as well, guys. So that's what this is about now. We won't be doing long posts on Facebook. We're going to be putting our time and our research into writing blogs, posting them out through our website, newsletters. We're going to be using this month to get organised in that sense. And what was you going to say, Adele?
I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, just saying that. Yeah, we should just get this platform moved. And just to add, you know, we're saying obviously we're very busy behind the scenes here, and especially in the next month or two. But now when we get into summer properly now, we really want to hit the road with this then. But we really need you, the public, parents, to get involved, because this message doesn't get out there. Sorry, I got a very needy cat. This message doesn't get out there without your help. So
I would like to say as well, so many of you have already supported us. I went out on, where are we now? Wednesday evening, and I gave out a load of leaflets to willing volunteers down sort of Swansea and Neath area. And I think the week yeah, sort of on the weekend as well, I'd given out a load to people as well. So there's loads of you already, you know, being really, really proactive. I know I've formed some groups together. So if you want to be part of a group as well, get in touch, because I'm finding it very difficult to keep up with everybody on that thread. So I may have missed some people out. So if you want to be part of a certain local authority group, then just reach out to one of us and I'll add you in. But I am actually overwhelmed, like how far we've got as well in this short space of time, the amount of supporters that we've managed to get, and yeah, loads of people are already doing so much. We've got people with our banners as well, up and down the country. North Wales has been amazing. We've got a really good crew down that way. We've got South Wales is more or less covered, but Kim, I think you said it's Mid Wales. We need to get some crews on in those areas, didn't you?
We're gonna have to make a date and come there, guys. We need people in Mid Wales, you know.
Yeah.
And this is to touch on what Lucia said. You need to get in groups. If you're a group of 2 this week, you can be a group of 4 next week. You have to group together, guys. You know, you have to group together. We will lead the way, but you need to be active in your own little group. Like I said, we can provide support for you. We can do whatever it takes to get you on par. If you are that parent, be that parent for your village, okay?
Yeah.
Or be that parent for your county. I'm being that parent for 2 counties, you know. Well, being that parent for the country. But this is what it's about, guys. You've got to get, we've got all the evidence, right? We've got them bang to rights. All we need is people to know what's going on. This is not about stopping the sex education. This is about ripping this out of our country completely, you know. And we all need to come together on that.
And if I can say as well, like if you're still a little bit unsure how to explain everything, because it took me months to actually be comfortable enough to actually tell people about it, because it's a lot to take in and it's a lot to learn. But if you are that, you know, sort of still feeling, oh God, you know, I'm totally against this, but I don't really know how to put it across, just get people to come to our website, just show them where our website is and tell people to check it out, because we've got so much research on there, and there's all the links to prove that what we're saying is absolute facts.
That's it. Don't tell them to look at the website, tell them to prove it wrong. Tell them to pick anything on there and to prove that wrong, and that's going to be enough, because once you start digging, you know, you really have dug. That brings me a little bit to what I was going to say. I want to touch on what Lucia mentioned earlier about what makes us different from other campaigns. We've had knowledge for a long time of what's going on in the world, and we've looked at different aspects, and you know, we've observed a lot of things going on, guys, and we do feel that we are the campaign that offers everyone a place, really, you know. We are the place that everyone can come to, no matter what your background or your religious beliefs or your sexuality or anything, you know. Anyone can come to us, because we've all got one goal, and it's child protection. And like I said, it's about ripping out the root, and it's about coming together to educate people. That's the most important thing. And we made some decisions this week. One of those decisions was to step back away from political parties and make it absolutely clear we had nothing to do with them. And the other thing we decided was we would like to see a PCP England, a PCP Scotland, and a PCP Ireland. It doesn't even have to be PCP, right? It could be a different name. But what we would like to see is the same footprint that we've got here in Wales. We want to see that on the rest of the UK, guys. We want sister organisations to work with us, got the same values as us, fighting the same fight as us, willing to grow with us, because this is growth. You know, we all grow together. We all grow within the organisation, and we grow individually as well. And this is what we really want to see now. Everything we do, you can work alongside us. Like we said earlier, we are commissioning lots of research specifically for this country. We're going to be writing a level 4 training syllabus. We've got people from America helping us with that. We've got world-class psychiatrists helping us. We want, well, you know, by the autumn as well, we will be applying for funding to put these things into place. You know, we are, like we said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Now we want to work alongside you. We don't want to run it for you, but we want you to be our sister organization. We want someone that we feel 100% when somebody from England comes to us, we can 100% be behind that link that we send. Same for Scotland, we are 100% behind sending you to that organisation. We are 100% sending you to the organisation in Ireland because we know it's somewhere everyone's going to feel comfortable and everyone's going to feel welcome. That is a great vision that we have got, you know, but that's obviously it's all down to you guys, isn't it? We are here as a support. We are never going to leave England, Scotland and Ireland behind, you know. As far as we're concerned, if it's just us, we'll just lead by example and hope it'll roll out that way. But if we could get this dotted around the UK, then we can rise together. You know, we really can rise together now. These fights have been going on in those countries long enough. Why? Because they're trying to prune the branches or they're trying to rip off a branch. We need to dig out the root, right? So while they're still chasing their tails, let's go and dig out the root. You know, this is about the kids, and that's pretty much our vision. That's what we want to see for the UK. You know, we hope the rest of you guys want to see that as well, and we would love to see that happening. We've come this far in like 6 months. It's incredible. In the next 6 months, we could even be looking at charity status because we've made sure our accounts are perfect behind the scenes. We've been documenting our meetings. Record keeping is important. It's the long-term goal, guys, you know, which strengthens the credibility of our research as well. And this is what we want to see now. We want to see a people movement, you know, a people movement. And they're all our kids, guys. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a country to keep them safe, and that country has to be us.
Yeah. We actually, you know, you were saying about, you know, there's been campaigns, or there's a lot of campaigns in the UK, but there's also been a lot of campaigns throughout the world. Now, where this education is already in 52 countries, nobody has been able to stop it to date. And we want to be the first ones. We want to be the first country, Wales.
We have to be. Not two ways around it. We have to be. We are going to do whatever it takes to make sure everybody sees this for what it is.
Yeah.
So, and now on that point as well, I want to say to people, the new people that's come on board, guys, don't waste your time arguing with people. A lot of the time, they just want to have the last word, all right? Move on to other people. Just focus on, I want to make 3 people aware this week. Just focus on that. If those 10 aren't listening, somebody over there is going to. We are putting the ball in your court now, guys, right, to get this information going. We've had a fantastic response with the travelling banner, the posters going up places, people are phoning. This has to be you now, guys. You have to drive this forward, right? And we will bust our butts in the background to we give you the absolute best. Do you know what I mean? It's not for our lifetime, it's for every lifetime after that. We are here for the long haul, guys. We're here for reform. We need you now to get our country behind us. And there's no doubt in our mind we will do this.
There's no doubt in my mind as well. It felt when this all first kicked off last year, it did feel a little bit like a pipe dream. But now it really does feel that we've made huge progress, and it really feels that we can do this. And we're well within our rights to do this as well. This is our children, our children's children. We are talking about, if we let this education in, then it's the death of childhood.
Yeah.
I read a comment on someone's post earlier. I don't know who this person is. The page was tagged in a comment. That's how I got to see it. And in that comment, it said, these ladies are on the right side of the law. And that was really nice to see, because we are, and it doesn't matter what happens or what anyone's opinion is of us. We're not just on the right side of law. We're on the right side of history, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere at all. Dad, I know you want to talk, love.
Yeah, I just want to say to people like that, all of us here are just really excited now to move forward and create something amazing that is going to change the children of Wales's lives for the better in the long run, something which has them at the heart, their safety at the heart of everything. It's not about money. It's not about an agenda. It's not about economics. It's not about any of that stuff. This is just for the children, with no gain other than their safety, no gain for us other than protecting them, which is not what can be said about others and politics. And it's never for the children and their best. It's never for any of it. It's about money. It's about power. And it's about saying whatever it is that they are going to say to get your vote. Just with UKIP, for example, you know, they're going on the RSE. They only want to remove the withdrawal they want to add in the withdrawal for parents of primary school. That's not good enough. Don't accept that.
No,
don't accept anything from anybody who isn't removing this full stop, who doesn't have the drive and the ambition to want this removed full stop. And we're going to make this organisation into something that Wales is going to be so proud of, and all of you that have supported us from the beginning are going to be so proud that you were also part of building this, because it isn't just us. This is you know, you guys too, and it's way too many names, but Lisa and Nicola, who have been amazing lately with their posters and their banners. There's too many to think of. We've got Kiki, she's in England. Hopefully she's gonna be our little powerhouse in England, getting all of this and the information out there too. So yeah, I just want to say I'm just super excited. I'm just I need sleep, but I am super excited.
Yeah, me too, Adele. And yeah, I just want to sort of touch on what you said there about like where some political parties are just interested in allowing parents to have the opt-out. Now, that would be all very good for children who have got parents or living with their parents, but we want to think about children as a whole. Now, if there is an opt-out available and parents can, you know, take their children out, but it's still there, then what happens to the children who are in care? Or, you know, like there's still going to be a load of children that are going to be exposed to this material. I don't want any child being exposed to this material. I don't want my children growing up in an environment that they're growing up with adults that have been exposed to this material as children. So we just want, as a whole, children not to be looking at this or be taught that. So be taught this education. So yeah, it's vitally important that it's just completely just stopped in its tracks and not allowed into Wales.
We don't want nothing to do with it, nothing at all. Plain and simple. We want it gone. We can do so much better, and we are going to do better. But guys, does anybody want to say anything? I think we've said it all now. Get our update. There's not many questions. It's hi all. Hey ladies, I'm 100% with you. Unless I'm missing any. I don't know if I'm missing any.
I will check to see if I've got anything on. I don't think there's anything here. No, there's nothing.
Thank you to everyone who's watched us again. I'll second what Adele said. There's just so many people to thank, guys.
Too many.
But do you know what? It is you guys that keep us going. Everywhere we go, you're constantly donating. We are constantly churning out more leaflets. We're churning out banners. We're able to do that because of you. You know, the love and support we get when we come to your areas, that keeps us going. Some comments we see, like we've had some abuses, we've had some phone calls calling us names, you've had text messages calling us names, not very nice things. But that's very few and far between. When we do see things, and we see things that we're not meant to see, and it's really, that's what keeps us going. We give a little screenshot, we send it into the group, and we'll say, oh, look at that, guys. And that's what keeps us going. It's you guys. We are surrounded by love. That love isn't in the centre, right? So you remember that, guys. Don't let them manipulate you. Remember, we are not nothing to do with politics. We are our own people. We've got our own values, our own beliefs. We're going straight for the root on this. Like, we're going to the cause, not the concern.
Yeah.
There's many concerns, many concerns. That's where all these campaigns have come from. All these campaigns represent different concerns. But we're going to the cause of this. And we're not going nowhere till that cause is gone.
I totally agree. Yeah, thank you everybody, all your supporters, all our supporters, and thank you everyone for watching as well.
No, I don't know. No, I don't really know how to knock this off. Remember? Let me have a look how I knock this off.
Right. Good night, everybody.
Good
night,
everyone.